What's up guys, my name is Shishirningam and welcome again to our channel Journey to Freedom, where you can follow along on our journey to financial freedom through the worlds of Shopify and dropshipping. So make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell so that you get to know every single time we put out a brand new video like this one. Today, we're going to be talking about the keys to an effective Facebook ads retargeting campaign. So make sure you stay till the end of the video. Drop us a like. That is the only thing we ask if you're finding some value in this content. Drop us a like, comment below in the video because that's what helps to get this video out in front of other people like yourself who can benefit from this content. We put in a lot of love and effort into creating this content for you guys, and we really appreciate every single one of you that takes the effort to push the like button. So if you haven't done so, we'd love for you to do it right now so that YouTube can get this content in front of other people who can also benefit and use this valuable content for their own dropshipping stores. Let's get right into the topic of the day. Designing an effective Facebook ads retargeting campaign. Let's start off with why. Why should you retarget? The main thing is once you start getting some sales, you should start to retarget, okay? Why is that? Because the main reason for retargeting is this is the lowest hanging fruit, okay? If you've found a product that you've tested and you're getting some good profitable return on ad spend on it, and you start to scale that somewhat, then the next first step is you need to start retargeting, because this is the easiest money that you're going to be leaving on the table if you don't retarget. These are customers. Retargeting, the purpose of retargeting is to go back to the customers who already know you. They've seen your advertisement in the first go, to the cold traffic, right? So these are people who have seen your ads, they know you, they've been to your website, they know your brand. And for whatever reason, they did not make the purchase in the first instance. And all they need is a bit of reminding and a bit of a nudge and a bit of a discount maybe to get that sale. So very often your retargeting campaigns are going to be your highest returning campaigns. The biggest bang for your buck is going to be coming from the money that you spend on retargeting. So don't miss out on this aspect of your Facebook ads. Once you have found a product that is profitable and let's say break even or profitable in the cold traffic scaling, because retargeting is what will bring your overall campaign above the line and make it profitable, okay? Now, where do you start? So how do you actually start retargeting? Now, this is where you start by building custom audiences in Facebook, right? So within your ads manager, when you click on the menus, you'll see an audience section, and that is where you go to start building out custom audiences. And these custom audiences are based on a subset of activities that your viewers have done. So you can classify people based on the actions that they have taken and how they have interacted with their ad and the kind of actions that they have taken on your website. And all of this is done because of the Facebook pixel. So the prerequisite for this, of course, is make sure your Facebook pixel is installed and functional and operating the way that it should. There are tons of videos on YouTube that will teach you how to implement and set up your Facebook pixel successfully. Make sure you have that in place, and that will then help you to start tracking what your customers are doing, and then in turn create these custom audiences. So the first few steps are video audiences. That is where you should start, okay? So this is, of course, assumes that you're using a video creative in your ads that you're running to your cold traffic, and that is where you'll first start hitting a critical mass where you can start building some custom audiences, right? Because let's say once you start crossing about 1,000 video views, right? That is when you can start creating a subset of 75% video viewers. What does that mean? These are people, customers or Facebook users who have seen 75% of your video to completion. So if it's a 1 minute long video, these viewers have seen 45 seconds or more of the video. Likewise, 95% video viewers is they've viewed 95% of the video. It's a subset. So both of these audiences are strong, good audiences because they have seen a large extent of the video, which proves that they had interest, right? Otherwise, they would have only seen the first few seconds and continued scrolling. But the product that you were offering captured their attention enough to make them watch all the way till nearly the end of the video. So the first custom audiences you should create are these two 75% and 95% video viewer audiences. And then you retarget that custom audience and exclude the people who have not actually purchased, right? So you can create a custom audience of all the people who have purchased from your store. Label it all purchasers in the last 30 days, right? And then when you target the 75% video viewers, make sure you exclude the ones who have already purchased, because you don't want to be showing people who have purchased, again, a retargeting campaign. That's a waste of your money. You've already gotten the sale. So that will help you exclude them, and it will help to target the people who have watched 75 or 95% of the video but did not proceed to purchase from your store. Or you can even say exclude view content. So these are people who have visited your website, and you are targeting really the top of funnel of people who have seen the ad but didn't click. So you can retarget them, and I'll mention later on what kind of things and what kind of ad creatives you can use to retarget these audiences. Then as you start building up on your critical mass and the number of viewers, these are the different website audiences you can use and create custom audiences to retarget them. So first of all, you can start with view content, excluding add to cart. This is a subset of users who have clicked on the link that you included in the ad. They went to your website, but they did not add to cart. So these are people who have seen the product, they've seen the page, but for some reason they did not choose to proceed further. Maybe it's the pricing, maybe they have doubts on the product, maybe they have questions, whatever it might be. Those are the kind of things you want to address in the ad creative that you use to retarget these people, this subset of customers. Secondly, you can have a custom audience of customers who have added to cart but did not proceed to checkout. And this may be, again, for different reasons. Maybe the pricing that they saw in their cart was too high. Maybe they didn't have the right payment options available. So you have to go through your funnel to see how many people are dropping off at each stage of the process. And this additional custom audience becomes another subset of customers that you can target, maybe with a discount, because they were interested enough to add to cart, but then maybe the price deterred them from moving on. Thirdly, you can have a subset of customers who initiated the checkout but then did not purchase, right? So similarly, you can target them with different kind of creatives. Fourthly, you can target customers who engaged with your ad. So this is called Facebook engagement or Facebook engagers on Facebook, and you can exclude view content. So these might be people who saw your ad and they clicked like, or they commented, or they shared the post. So that's what would qualify them as engagers. And you can retarget them again because they showed some kind of action, they reacted to your ad. And lastly, you can also classify people by time spent. And this is also an interesting metric, visitors by time spent, which classifies them into how long they spent on your website. So the top 5% of people who spent the longest on your page are also probably the most interested in the product, right? So you can segment them into 5%, 10%, 25% by time spent. Now, interestingly, in each of these subsets, you can classify them by the number of days, the look back period as they call it. You can say view content in the last 30 days. You can say view content in the last 60 days. You can go all the way up to 180 days, I believe. Or you can keep a much shorter time frame as well. You can say view content in the last 2 days or 3 days, right? All of that depends on how much traffic you're driving to your store. In general, if you are in the beginning stages and you have relatively low budgets of $100 to $200 a day, then don't use very short time windows because your audience sizes will be too small. Unless you're driving $1,000 a day budgets or $500 a day budgets, I would advise you to keep those windows relatively big. Use 20-day windows or 30-day windows. Only later on, once you have more mature campaigns, you're driving thousands of visitors to your store every day, you can segment them into more recent windows and say 5-day, last 5 days visitors or last 2-day visitors and things like that. So these are some of the common custom audiences that you can create and retarget them for your campaign. Hope you're finding value in the content so far, guys, and if you are, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so that you get to know every single time that we put out a brand new video. And make sure you stay till the end of this one to catch all the content, and comment below on what you like and what you'd like to hear about. Stay with us. Now, what kind of creatives should you be using? So in retargeting campaigns, the key thing is that you should try to run as many different types of formats as possible, right? Typically in the cold traffic, they have seen one particular ad and responded to it. Ideally, you want to show them a different kind of format the next time that they come across your brand or your ad on Facebook when you retarget them. So use image ads, use carousel ads, use slideshow ads, and you can use other videos that you may have not used in the cold traffic, right? So use a variety of formats so that customers are seeing the same product but being shown in a different way. It's something fresh. They're not seeing the same thing that they can just scroll past, right? If you have multiple video creatives that you're testing, then a good tip is if you can create custom audiences based on which video they have watched. Let's say you're testing 3 videos 1, 2, and 3. Then you can create a subset of audiences who have watched video 1, and then if you want to retarget them, show them video 2 and 3, right? So that's a fresh creative. Maybe it's with a different scroll stopper. Same product, but different video, different angle. So the first angle may have not worked on them. Maybe the second angle or third angle does. People who have watched video 3, show them video 1 and 2, right? So that's a very good tip that you can use to retarget customers when you're using different video creatives. Thirdly, user-generated content can be very useful in your retargeting campaigns. And these are videos from your customers, people who have used your product, and they're essentially reviewing the product, right? So review type videos can be very powerful because these are customers who have seen the product, but they have doubts. Maybe they need to see a review in order to trust it enough to make the purchase, right? So that can be very effective in retargeting campaigns. You can even post entire customer reviews as a snapshot and run them as ads. So that social proof, again, is very powerful in retargeting campaigns. Your goal really should be to address the common problems, address the main issues that people may have with the product. Maybe they have a question on return policies. Make a retargeting campaign and say, hey, we provide 30-day money-back guarantee. Answer the frequently asked questions about the product in your retargeting campaigns. Give them the urgency. Tell them, hey, this is a limited time discount, last week of discounts, or limited stock running out. Give them that additional discount maybe to push them and nudge them to make that purchase, okay? Now, another aspect to this is what kind of campaign objective should you use on Facebook when you're running your retargeting campaign. Now, most of us for cold traffic, we use the purchase conversion objective, right? And that's definitely one of the options here for your retargeting campaign. Just use the same purchase conversion objective. Now, another type you can use is reach campaigns and traffic campaigns. Now, both of these are not something I would use for cold traffic, because for cold traffic, you want Facebook to get you the people who are most likely to convert, to buy, right? But the theory is that when you're retargeting, you're giving Facebook a very defined set of customers or users that you want to show the ad to, right? And these are people who have seen one of your ads before or have been to your store. And theoretically, you want Facebook to show the ad to all of these people because they've all been to your store and they're all very potent customers. So that's where the reach and traffic campaigns can actually create some very good and powerful campaigns with very good return on ad spends when it comes to retargeting. So my advice to you would be to test each of these types we have. And, I wouldn't say that we have conclusive answers on what works better. Sometimes the same old purchase conversion campaign works better, But occasionally, reach and traffic campaigns are very effective because your goal is just to get these people back to your website, right? So that's what a traffic campaign essentially is. A traffic campaign is when you want to drive as much traffic as possible to the link that you're sharing in the ad, right? So that's what the goal of a retargeting campaign is. And then a reach campaign, the goal is to get your ad out to as many people in that defined audience as possible. So both of those are complementary goals when it comes to retargeting. So definitely give each of these campaign objectives a try and test them for yourself to see what kind of results you get in your retargeting campaigns. And make sure you come back and let us know in the comments on what type of campaign worked better for you, because this is something we'd love to get more data on. We've tested this numerous times ourselves and we've not had conclusive evidence one way or the other. So we'd love to get additional insight from your own experience on how these different type of campaign objectives work for you when it comes to retargeting. Now, finally, the last question here is how much should you allocate to retargeting, right? How should you allocate your overall budget? The rule of thumb I would say is 30-70. Allocate 30% of your overall budget to your retargeting and keep 70% of the budget for cold traffic. Now, this can definitely vary based on where you are in the scaling process, right? So initially, I would advise you to have a lower allocation to retargeting in the early stages because your objective is really to get as much of the cold traffic to your store as possible. And then later on, once you have quite a lot of cold traffic that has already been to your store, you can increase the allocation to retargeting because you have a bigger mass of people that you can potentially retarget. But as a general rule, 30% to retargeting, 70% to your cold traffic. So we hope you guys found some value in this video. If you did, make sure you drop us a like. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we put in a lot of heart and soul into these videos, and if you found some value, do drop us a like. That is all we ask of you because that's what helps to get this video out and about in front of other people on YouTube that can benefit from the content just like you have. Make sure you comment below and let us know what you liked about the video and what else you'd like to hear about. Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for the next video.